Hi everybody, Rich Gibbons with SpeakInc, and today we are here with, I want to make sure I get this right, the patron saint of crazy ideas.
That's me.
Yeah. Kyle Scheele. Kyle,
nice to meet you.
Good to
nice
see
to
you.
Be with you today.
I don't even know where to begin because Kyle is sort of like quasi-famous in my house. Our whole family, for those that are familiar with his body of work in TikTok and just incredibly funny content on, and you look like you're having a ball when you're making it.
Yeah. I love getting to do what I do and chasing crazy ideas and inspiring other people to chase theirs.
Yeah. So I want to get into sort of, okay, you're entertaining, you're funny, you got some great stories, but what's the takeaway? But the thing that in this line of work, sometimes you think, oh well, this should be entertaining, but when Kyle spoke, I was sweating. I was laughing so hard. So the funny part, given all of your sort of the pedigree, your TikTok pedigree, and all that content, the funny part is like a slam dunk. It's unbelievably funny. But what I would love for event owners out there to know, I'm thinking creativity, taking that and remind me what that you tell that story about taking that first step, and you thought the moment had passed, but you did it anyway, and it was just it exploded.
Yeah, so I talk about the things that an idea needs and how to cultivate an environment where ideas are supported and nurtured and launched and sent out into the world. And so I tell a story about how oftentimes an idea needs a place and a time to start existing, and we wait for the perfect time and the perfect place, and we think, well, this isn't the perfect time, so I should wait and I shouldn't launch it now. And we talk ourselves out of it. And then I tell a story about I waited on posting TikTok videos for almost a year thinking I had missed this golden window of opportunity. And when I finally did post, my third video went insanely viral. I went from having 17 followers to 1 million followers overnight. It opened up all these doors. And I do think a lot.
It was 25 hours, you said.
25 hours from 17 followers to 1 million followers. And then it just kept going from there. And today I'm at 3 million plus. And I think a lot about what if I had not done that? How would my life be different? Right. But it was just that simple, small decision to actually take action. And so you mentioned the humor. I appreciate that so much, but I never want the takeaway from a talk to be, wow, Kyle Scheele, what a funny guy. That was entertaining. What my goal is for people to be inspired by kind of the silly, ridiculous, dumb stuff that I've done so that they can chase the ideas that they've been sitting on and holding back on.
Right. You're right, but on that continuum of, oh my God, it was mind-blowingly funny versus, MBA professor over here, you got to have this cocktail of both.
Yep.
And what was so fun about you were making these salient points around, initiative and creativity and innovation and just thinking differently about things, but the audience was universally just crying with laughter. And that, number one, it infuses a lot of energy into what could be a fairly staid presentation. So it keeps people incredibly engaged. They're having fun. Their brains are wide open to the ideas. So there is a continuum, and I felt like you hit it perfectly.
Thank you so much. I work really hard on that, and I want there to be takeaways, and I want people to be able to. My hope, and this is how I kind of judge the success of a presentation, is when people come up after and say, "Here's all the notes that I took, and here's the idea that I'm going to chase." And I've had people come up and say, "I was texting my boss during the talk about this idea I want us to do," and I finally brought it up to them. That's a home run for me.
Right. And when you see that you were sort of like, no, I think the moment passed, but then you took the initiative and. Quite literally, you talk about, it was an overnight success. Yeah. Yours was really an overnight success. It's absolutely an incredible story. But so if you're looking for anything else we want to sort of cover here in closing, but in terms of takeaways.
Yeah, one thing that I would say is I've been surprised when I first got started as a speaker. I thought, well, I'm a creativity and innovation speaker, so I'll get hired for marketing and advertising conferences and the creative side of things. And I do, but I've found that this content is really almost universally applicable because
Right.
it's resonated with blue-collar union construction workers and nurse case managers and accountants, because
Right.
the truth is there's no such thing as a job that isn't creative. We
Right.
have narrowly defined creativity as
Right.
the arts and things like that, and that is creative, but it's also creative when you have to put together a deal with three parties that all hate each other and you made them come to the table. That's
Exactly.
creative work. Getting the numbers to line up, inspiring a team, working with limited resources, all of that is creative. And so my talk is designed to help everyday people in whatever job they're in, whatever industry, to use the tools of creativity to make their job easier.
Right. And in the agency, the bureau and agency business, we can't go 5 minutes without somebody saying, well, the board wants to hear, or the task force wants to hear somebody on the agenda about generative AI and about artificial intelligence, and everybody's freaked out about just being co-opted as humans to AI.
Yeah.
And what you're talking about, those creative connections and being able to really solve problems in creative ways, I don't think AI is going to be able to make a lot of that human connection and getting parties to work together that hate each other's guts, and you got to figure out a way to make it work. AI is not going to solve that problem.
Yeah, I think AI is an interesting tool, and I think it'll continue to get better. It's a tool like anything else, and when you develop a tool, it changes things. And
Right.
when we invented hammers, it made it easier to drive nails.
Right.
But hammers did not stop the construction industry. They made it better.
Right.
And so I think the same thing is going to be true with AI. AI will replace certain tasks, but the goal is
That may be worthy of being replaced.
yeah, hopefully,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
and the goal would be that the people who are doing those tasks are now freed up to do the kind of work that I like to talk about. When
Right.
use their minds and use their own unique perspective to create things that an AI could never generate.
Right. Well, for those out on the inner tubes that are looking for content around these topics, but delivered in my colleague who was sitting next to me, she was finding it funny, but then she turned and I was losing my mind and sweating and like, wait, tears and stuff. And she started laughing at the content and me because I was like losing my stuff. So anyway, thanks for the great work you do, and we can't wait to do more.
Yeah, thank you so
Awesome.
much. Have a
Cheers.
great day.
See you guys soon.